People often underestimate how much work and how much discomfort is required in order to recover from OCD. Because people think that you can just half-heartedly, lackluster approach, not really go into it, not really leave the comfort zone, not really take the risk, and it just sort of kind of happens. Well, no, that doesn't happen like that, because recovery requires being willing, being internally allowing to feel anything, any feeling, at any moment, at any time, at any place. Okay? Because when you are changing behaviors, when you are changing unhealthy habits, when you are changing a life structure or a life routine, when you are doing exposures, doing shame attacks, changing irrational beliefs, shifting perspectives, all the ingredients required for OCD recovery, that is going to bring one hell of a lot of discomfort, uncomfortable feelings, unfortunate feelings, unpleasant feelings, feelings you do not like. However you wish to word it, it's going to bring a lot of them. And people do often underestimate that. People do not realize that. I didn't realize that myself. I thought, and I clung on to so long, that OCD or any anxiety recovery, overcoming depression, any mental health improvement, I thought it was just a quick fix. I thought it was just do this, do that, take this vitamin, take this medication, and read this book, and do this, and then it's all sorted. No. I would say it takes a life overhaul. And that's not to scare people thinking, oh my God, am I going to lose myself? No, that is complete nonsense. You do not lose yourself. You completely empower your life from the tools that you're learning, rational thinking, unconditional acceptance. You just see life in a much different way. And you live in a much more healthy lifestyle as well, whether that's physical, so doing more things that you want to do, putting yourself first, for example, exercising, eating healthier, socializing more, maybe taking a risk and doing a job that you want to do. You know, the point here is that recovery isn't just, right, I've overcome OCD and that's it. Yes, that's obviously a huge part of it, of course, but it's everything else that comes with life. So just how you see the world, gratitude, perspective, just different outlooks on life, not judging, observing, and having compassion for yourself and others, and just not going from that 0 to 100 catastrophization outlook on things. Okay, as society does, because you're living in a very irrational society, and that's very difficult. And that's why I kept slipping back a lot of times, because although I was doing, my dog's come and join me. He always joins me every time I'm speaking. He does it every time. So it's easy to slip back into the old way of thinking, because when you hear all the time that I can't stand this is the worst thing ever, this is awful, this is terrible, I hate this, blah, 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 there's no wonder you go back in that kind of thinking. But it's very important to remember that rational thinking and recovery and unconditional acceptance is for yourself, okay? You're learning the tools for yourself and how it can help you. That's very important to remember. So going back to the original title of this video, the amount of discomfort needed, or the amount of discomfort willing to be experienced or needing to be experienced in order to get better. Because let's say you're cutting compulsions. Let's say your biggest compulsion is avoidance. Let's say your biggest compulsion is seeking reassurance. Now, as you act against that, that's going to bring a hell of a lot of discomfort. That's going to bring a hell of a lot of feeling confused, feeling lost, feeling completely hopeless. Okay, so we have to go into that. We have to be willing for that feeling to be there. As soon as we try and run away from that, as soon as we try and chase a feeling and go, oh my God, this feeling's terrible, I hate it, I really can't stand it, why hasn't it gone yet? Then of course OCD is going to dig its heels in. The amount of times that I speak to people and they say, Sam, I'm cutting compulsions. How long have you been cutting compulsions for? A week. Why don't things change? Okay. Well, it's good that you're cutting compulsions. Amazing. Really, really good. Keep that up. However, please do not expect quick results after a week. Please do not expect anything to change feelings-wise after 1 call, 2 calls, 3 calls. Okay, you have to view it as the long-term, the overhaul of life, of lifestyle, the overhaul of beliefs, just how you look at things. Okay, it takes change, it takes perspective shifts over time. You don't just wake up in the morning and go, right, I've got unconditional acceptance, and I think rationally, OCD no more. It doesn't work like that, okay? That is just a fairy tale way of looking at OCD. It doesn't work like that, okay? It's going to be many setbacks. Setbacks are very uncomfortable as well. Obviously, incredibly uncomfortable. And they're very frustrating because when you've been doing really well, when you've had a glimpse of freedom, when you've had a tease of recovery, when you've had that always is within touching distance, I can almost grab it. That's how it feels. Although recovery is not like a finishing line, but what I mean by that is when you're having longer spells and longer periods of not getting triggered and not setbacks and not just going from up and down extreme emotions. No, okay, that starts fading out and that starts balancing out over time. Okay, now when that starts going well, it's very frustrating when you get hit back with a setback, with a trigger, and the discomfort goes up. But yet again, like the title of this video, we have to lean in to that discomfort. We have to put our uncomfortable coat on and wear it, and be willing to wear it for years and years and years. For the rest of your life, in fact, okay? That's not to scare you, that's to be very realistic, because as soon as you say, shit, it's back, OCD, please go away, I hate this discomfort, and I'm afraid to break this news to you, but OCD is going to dig its heels in. It's going to dig its teeth in. It's going to cling right in there because it knows you so desperately want it gone. It knows that you have a dire necessity to get rid of it. It knows that, and it's very, very crafty, okay? So we have to be willing for it to be there for the rest of our lives. Although, of course, we don't want it being there. Of course we don't. I don't want a setback. No one wants a setback. However, as soon as we then, on the outlook, as soon as we're then, the guard's up and the internal control is there, as soon as we're then resisting that and pushing it away, OCD's got you right where it wants you because it knows you're on the lookout for it. So let it be there, let ourselves feel discomfort. What really helped me shift my beliefs on this and shift my outlook and shift my mindset on this exact thing was seeing discomfort as an opportunity to one, build frustration tolerance, as to see it as a chance to, where am I going wrong? Why do I feel triggered? What are my beliefs? Where's my irrational thinking? What are my musts, my shoulds, my demands? Okay, I'm not talking about compulsively in the moment trying to get rid, but it's important when you're scared and when you're triggered just to say, okay, what am I scared of? What's the fear? If it latches, then dispute it on paper later. That's fine, okay? But try and see any discomfort as bring it on. Okay, that's the next thing. Bring it on, okay? I saw it as, if I felt uncomfortable, if I felt very anxious, if I felt very depressed, if I felt very guilty, if I was panicking a lot, I saw it as a chance where, right, this is now, I can win, okay? I can now call the shots to my life. Yes, the feelings aren't great, and I don't like the feelings, but I can now see this as a chance to spur me on. This is how I'm going to get my life back. So I kind of used it to an opposite effect, because the amount of people that I hear, no, Sam, I can't do that, I'm feeling shit. Oh, Sam, I got to put that wedding off because I want to recover. Sam, I can't go for that promotion. I can't go for that change of job career because I feel like shit. I just want it all gone. I want to feel calm. I want to be recovered. I want to feel at peace. No, you need to be living life with the discomfort there. You need to bring it along for the ride, get that very uncomfortable coat on, zip it up, okay, and live life with it on and not constantly trying to take it off. Get off, hate it, get off. No, that's not going to work, okay? Have the coat zipped up tight and carry on walking no matter the discomfort. That's very, very important. Because as soon as you put things off based on how you feel, that is a very, very slippery slope. Because OCD knows you're waiting for it to go. It knows it's waiting for it to depart, leave the door, bye-bye, but no, because it's going to hang around. Like the person, let's say you're having Christmas celebrations and let's say someone's round, a family member you don't quite like, they're hanging around, they're not moving, you're trying to sort of politely say, look, can you go now? They ain't going anywhere. And OCD is a bit like that. It ain't going anywhere the more we want it. Over time, we'll see, yes, OCD is not playing much part of my life anymore. Yes, I'm calling all the decisions to my life. I'm calling a lot more shots to my life now. Yes, I'm not getting triggered as much. Oh, setbacks aren't happening less and less. Or are happening less and less, okay? As soon as you say, I hate the discomfort, I want it gone, just go now, just go, why can't I live my life? And the problem with that, people often look at life before OCD, which is a huge mistake. We can look back with nostalgia, but even then that's a slippery slope because you then chase the old person back, which I'd never, ever recommend, because the person after recovery, after suffering, is a much more empowered, much more rational, much more calm, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say much more happier. I'm definitely much more happier. But the reason I'm reluctant to say that is because I haven't chased happiness. I am happier because of, obviously, I'm much more calm and, I'm much more connected and plugged into life. But I just focus on my goals. I focus on my relationship, invest in my career, and then the happiness comes from that. Okay, I haven't just chased happiness like a finishing line. And recovery is very similar to that. Okay, it doesn't just, you're not running the London Marathon and then you sprint through the finishing line. Yay, I've made it. No, okay, there is no set date, there is no set time, there's no set moment when that happens. It just happens over time as there's more and more shifts. And the main thing is you're being very consistent, persistent, and having patience with the recovery tools. Okay, we talk from personal experience. We don't just say, read the books and see what happens, you might get better. No, with the right application, with the correct implementation of the tools, you have a very good chance of getting better. You have a very good chance of recovery, okay, by doing all the tools that we outline in one-to-ones. That's why one-to-ones are very important. If you are interested in one-to-ones, please email phil@ocdrecovery.com. Very, very important. You can get in touch with one of the coaches here. And we can look at your specialised, or look at your fears in a specialised approach, see where you're going wrong, see where you're getting stuck, see what behaviours aren't helping, see what parts of your life that you're doing, the habits you've got, where isn't helping, and we can look to take a step in the right direction and build that momentum towards overcoming OCD. Because you don't have to be stuck for OCD forever, you really, really don't. That's a really sort of depressing thought if you think, oh, right, that's it now, I'm going to be stuck forever. We have to get used to it could be there forever for fear of fear. But if you just saw lots of videos of, if you had lots of videos of, yeah, you never get better, this is as good as it gets, like you get in reassurance forums, oh yeah, it's as good as it gets, yeah, you might have the odd good day, you might get a couple of weeks where you don't get triggered as much, but yeah, no, there's much more to life than just getting triggered here and there. There's much more to life than just go from setback to setback, to trigger to relapse to relapse. No, there is recovery there, but it requires one hell of a lot of discomfort, confusion, uncertainty, not knowing, rocking and rolling with the OCD punches, slipping up, having a setback, learning from that, seeing where you're thinking slip back into your old way of thinking. And I often say to people, well, okay, having a setback, let's not beat yourself up here. However, I want you looking at why, and you just told me you're slipping back into your old way of thinking, so where is that getting you? How is your old black and white irrational beliefs, where's that getting you? Yes, I'm feeling shit, I'm feeling anxious, feeling depressed again. Okay, yeah, but a lot of all my mates think this, all the society thinks it's irrational beliefs. Yes, okay, but you have a doubting disorder. You have OCD, which takes orders from beliefs. So if we don't keep changing those beliefs and keep shifting those beliefs and seeing where we're going wrong, you're not going to make much progress. So when you have a setback, when you're feeling uncomfortable, when you're feeling triggered, look at the beliefs, look where you slip back into your old unhealthy black and white way of thinking and look to change. Okay, I want to leave you on one quote, and I love this quote. I say it a lot on my one-to-ones, and it's this, and it's by Albert Ellis. People get an insight into what bothers them, but they don't do a damn thing to change, right? And I lived like that for years. I could tell as plain as day, I could see very clearly what I was stuck with, why I was stuck, why my beliefs wasn't helping the cause, why I was suffering, why I was feeling anxious, why I was feeling guilty. I could see that. I could see the beliefs. I could see they were very rigid. They were very inflexible. They were very black and white, but I didn't want to change them, right? Because I was scared to take that leap. I was scared to lean into that discomfort, which is what this video is all about, because I cannot highlight the importance of that enough. Think of that quote. You get an insight into what bothers you, but people aren't doing a damn thing to change. Well, we can make a change to that. We can start seeing, how do I get my life back? How do I call the shots to my life? How do I live life on my terms and not OCD's terms? Well, that's acting against it, looking at irrational beliefs, cutting compulsions, and in the meantime, leaning into the discomfort, wearing that uncomfortable coat. I hope you found this video enjoyable. I hope you found it very helpful. If you have, please leave a like. If you're interested in our one-to-one services, please email phil@ocdrecovery.com. And when I shut up, something will come up here of the WhatsApp number where you can get in touch and book in a one-to-one with our coaches here. Bye-bye.